salute, 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 salute. Bow, YouTube world, what it is, Nocturnal Thoughts, man. Little Winston right here. And Brutus, say what's up to the people. Bow. Yo, something a little different, man. I gotta do my top 10 favorite boxing movies, favorite boxing scenes, why they always inspired me, motivated me, um, helped shape and mold my mentality on different things in life throughout the years. So, without further ado, not to stretch this video out way too long, uncut, unedited, raw, off the top of the dome. Come on, man. Look, number 10. Starting at number 10, the scene from Rocky 1. Sylvester Stallone playing Rocky Balboa, the Italian stallion. One of the most inspirational scenes in that movie was when he got Adrian on the date. After the date, he took her back to the apartment. He had on the wife beater with the holes in it. She was all in her shell like a hermit. And, he could recognize that she had that strength inside. And she really was just waiting for somebody to bring it out of her. Plus, she had that type of mentality where she took care of animals. So you knew she was like nurturing, and he needed somebody that would have his back. He took it back to the room, and he pressed on her, and she was, about the fold, and he just put the moves on her, started kissing her, and they just kind of went down together on the pause, but not really though. And that scene always stuck with me because it was like he found that diamond in the rough with Adrian, and she was you know she was so like um tight, and he had the ability to loosen her up. You dig what I'm saying? Bam, straight like that. It always stuck out in my mind, that scene where he first, put the moves on Adrian. Rocky 2, coming in at number 9. Rocky 2, Sylvester Stallone playing Italian stallion Rocky Balboa. In Rocky Part 2, the montage, you know what I'm saying? Actually, no, I'm sorry. Rocky 3, the montage with him and Apollo training. That always inspired me to see him get knocked down, get beat, and get, come back, get re inspired to train a different way, to learn a different technique, and to, basically rebuild himself. And just the scenes they pulled in Rocky 3 with Apollo and the Italian stallion, the way they showed them progress from him not being able to do the different moves, and he finally started to catch on after Adrian, gave him that little talk about, not being afraid and all that. That montage, part 3, that always stuck in my mind. It always inspired me to push myself to train hard, even when things felt like, I was afraid to challenge myself. Next movie scene, coming from Rocky again. Rocky Part 4. This is 10, 9, 8. So this is 8. Number 8, Rocky 4. When he fought Ivan Drago. I think his name is Ralph Dundrum. Can't say his name correctly, forgive me. Sylvester Stallone playing the Italian stallion once again. And the montage, period. There's a lot of great scenes in that. One, after Apollo died and he was driving in that car and he was doing a flashback. That was always cool. But the montage was always motivation through my whole life, as far as just training your ass off, man. Going to the Russia, putting on the he had on the skull cap with the leather with the fur coat. He was chopping the wood. Always inspired me to this day, man, to watch that montage, to see the contrast between him and Ivo Drago training in the technology, bench pressing the 315 or shoulder pressing 315, climbing up the mountain, back and forth. That would always be there. Montage, part 4, coming in at number 8. Coming in at number 7, That's right. Number 7, coming from the Great White Hope with James Earl Jones playing Jack Johnson. My most favorite scene that always stuck out in my mind. Um, he was going. He had got married. He was kind of on the run because, he married a white woman, and it was like this. It was for Jack Johnson. And James Earl Jones in real life married a white woman, and there was a lot of controversy about him saying, black women have been too hardened to be in a relationship with a black man. Neither here nor there. But James Earl Jones playing Jack Johnson. My favorite scene is when he was doing the play for Uncle Tom, and he was just going through the script or whatever because he was trying to make ends meet because he was broke because he was across the pond trying to make some money. He couldn't box, and they was like trying to keep him from boxing unless he basically lost. And one of the guys that was trying to get him to lose, I think, came in and sat down while he was doing the Uncle Tom play, and he seen him, and James Earl Jones locked in on him, and he started doing the tap dance and started doing the shoe shine and started doing the skinning and grinning and yes, a Boston. But he looked at Adam like it just you could see that James Earl Jones, one of the best actors of all times, the way his mind worked to say he was so pissed off, but he started doing that. And he smiling extra hard. He had them green eyes, and he took off the wig and slammed it down and walked off like I can't take it no more. They pushed me to my limit. But that always stuck in my mind. To know a strong person of that who don't take no shit from nobody and do what he want to do, and to know all the stuff that Jack Johnson went through, not even knowing that. When I first watched that movie, I was too young to even understand. I didn't even know who Jack Johnson was. You know what I'm saying? It was just a movie, but that scene in that movie always stuck out of my mind. James Earl Jones, Jack Johnson, the Great White Hope, when he was doing Uncle Tom's Cabin, something like that. Number 6, getting close to number 1. If I can finish this off the top of my dome, number 6. Um, I want to say number 6. I'm gonna just. I bleed for this. I bleed. You okay? We bleed for this. And the actor in this movie was called. His name is Miles Teller, and he was playing a real life character, Vinny Panzienza, the Tasmanian Devil, when he broke his neck in the car accident, broke his back, or he had the halo on, and he went down in his basement. This scene is what stuck out. I think we're number 6, right? When he went down into his basement and he tried to bench press like 100 pounds or 70 pounds or whatever was on the bar, and he couldn't even unrack it. So he had to take the plates off. I think it was little 25 cement type weights, and he could barely move to take the weights off and drop them. And he was trying to drop them quiet so his family didn't hear him down there. And he took the weights off, man, and it was just a bar. It was one of the little old school bars, not even a 45-pound Olympic bar. It was like a little 25-pound bar, and he got that 25-pound bar off the rack, and he started shaking. Boom, and he racked it. But it was like that little small step for his comeback. You know what I'm saying? That scene right there, because I can feel that pain, and I live my life in the gym, and I've been through times where I couldn't do what I used to be able to do, and that part right there, that lets me know in real life that dude had huge cojones, huge, and a whole lot of heart to get up underneath that bar with a damn halo on like that. And he went on to fight Roberto Duran a couple of times. He went on to fight Roy Jones Jr. in his prime, got beat. But anyways, that movie and that scene, dope, dope. Let me see where we at. Number 5. Number 5. What I want to say. I don't want to. I know what number 1, number 2 is. Number 5 would be the Hurricane. The Hurricane, played by Denzel Washington, playing Reuben the Hurricane Carter. Man, that movie right there. Yo, he got locked up for a crime he didn't commit. Y'all all know the song. Here comes the story of the hurricane. The one the authorities came to blame. You know what I'm saying? But that scene where he had started getting old and they had found some new evidence to get him out of jail, right? The lawyers, they was on the phone with him, they was on the horn with him, and the lawyers start going back and forth about all this damn lawyer technical mumbo jumbo about they can't present new evidence without this and this and this and this. And he just took the phone and started raking it across the damn glass. Wow, wow, wow. And this is Denzel Washington, man. And I can't remember verbatim what he said, but he was like, wow, wow, wow. For 15 years, I've been sitting in this cell for something I didn't do. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. And it was just like, boom. It was like, man. And then when he got out and he said, man, I'm still the hurricane. And the hurricane is beautiful. Something like that. I'm messing that up. But the hurricane, Denzel Washington, Reuben Carter, real story. Guy that was just a beast, man. And his story was a hell of a story. But they tried to put him away for something he didn't do, man. And he got out. You know what I'm saying? And it was through some guys, some people in Canada. He met this young kid. Y'all know the story. If y'all haven't seen the story, go read the book and then watch the story. Reuben Hurricane Carter. Okay, that was number 5. Number 4. Number 4. I want to say my number 4. I'm gonna say Rocky. Say Rocky 2. And matter of fact, it was the montage. The montage again after Adrian turned around. She was in a coma after having delivering the baby. She was in a coma, thought she wasn't gonna make it. She came out of the coma. She looked at Rocky and she said, "Win. Do me one favor. Win, Rocky." They started training. You know, Mickey was like, "What are we waiting for?" They started training in the montage. But when he was running, when he ran through the whole hood and then ran up the stairs, I would shadow box. I would watch that movie as a kid and shadow box the whole montage. And then I would run. When they got to the running part, I would run the whole time like I was one of the kids that was trying to catch up with them. And I would get up there and I would celebrate, you dig? So that's number 4. I'm losing my, I can't remember number 3. Number 1. I know what number 1 is. I know what number 2 is. Number 3. Man, I don't want to. I'm trying to go off my memory chia. I can't remember what I have for number 3. Number 3. Um, wasn't Rocky. Man, I don't want to skip number 3. Hmm. Let me see. Go to my notes. Put on my reading glasses, man, cause I ain't gonna remember. Okay, okay, okay. Oh yeah, number 3. Number 3. A little out of order, but it's cool. The Greatest by Ali, the 1970 something version, not the one with Will Smith, but the old version. I remember the first time I watched that movie over one of my mother's friend's house. I was over to her house, bored as hell. She's like, "It's some movies right there, VHS's back in the day, VCRs," and I popped in The Greatest by Muhammad Ali, and one of the scenes that stuck out to my mind always was when he was jogging in the park and he met one of his wives. And when he stepped to her, I got my game from Rocky and Ali. No, for real. Um, he stepped to her at the park, and you know Muhammad Ali, man, he just had that natural gift to gab. I remember watching an interview where he was like, you know, if I tell you a mosquito could pull a plow, don't ask how, hitch it up. But to watch him spit game, and it was like the real Ali. He was still in his, he wasn't in his prime no more, but he could still have his same charisma. And it showed him reenact how he met his wife and how he spit game to her. And as a kid, that stuck in my mind. It always was there, never went away. That's my number 3. Number 2 was the movie Southpaw. The movie Southpaw with the actor Jake Gyllenhaal. When he when he lost his wife. You know what I'm saying? The scene that stuck out, it was a lot of great scenes in that movie. That was one of the greatest boxing movies ever made. And he's a great actor. Y'all know him from Brokeback Mountain. He just did Spider-Man, The Nightcrawler. He's in all kind of movies. That dude is crazy, but a crazy good actor. But when he lost his wife and he was contemplating to go and kill the dude that shot her, and he was on the, it showed the edge of the bed. He had the pistol right there with the bullets, and he just grabbed the sheets and started screaming out of his mind. They looked like they tried to recaptivate that same little moment with that movie they just did with Michael Jordan, Without Remorse, when his wife got killed. I think she was played by Nipsey Hussle, ex-wife, or wife. You know what I'm saying? How do you say a wife after someone passes away? I'm not sure the exact words, but his widow. But they tried to do the same type of scene with Michael Jordan on that Tom Clancy's Without Remorse, when he just at the edge of the bed, just, you know what I'm saying, with nothing left, just screaming his mind out about, his losing his wife. That movie impacted me in so many different ways. But that one scene will always stick with me. That was dope. Last but not least, this video stretched out longer than I thought it was going. I thought I was going to be able to knock this into 10 minutes, but I'm not going to edit this joint. It's going to be raw. Number one scene, number one movie, boxing movie. And y'all let me know what y'all list is. Y'all new to the channel, go ahead and click and subscribe. Brutus said subscribe. Say subscribe. Winston, say subscribe. Subscribe to the damn channel. You dig? Number one movie, number one scene, should I say, was the Cinderella Man, played by Russell Crowe, doing a real life character of James J. Braddock, the Cinderella Man. The scene where he had just came back. He went through the depression. He hurt his hand. He was working on the docks. He had got one victory. Then they showed his second fight. He was fighting against this young dude, big dude. Dude was beating the shit out of him, and the dude just knocked him and knocked his mouthpiece out. And he walked over to it, and he picked it up, and he had a flashback of all the times his kids was starving. Had scenes of all the shit he had been through the depression. And he just looked dude dead in his face and started smiling, his mouth full of fucking blood, just smiling at him. And the way they captivated that dude just started to shrink. Like his balls just shrunk up, because he seen this dude don't got no fear in him. No matter how hard I hit him, this dude gonna keep coming. And it just shrunk him. And then he got his ass beat. And that scene right there is the number one scene. Whenever I watch that shit, I get chills. I get goosebumps. To see him look at that mug, look at him, mouth full of blood, and smile at him. And that's that type of scene that people wanted to see from Billy Joe Saunders after getting hit by Canelo Alvarez and busting up that eye socket. They wanted to see him look at Canelo and smile and say, man, fuck you, man. It ain't shit you can do to me that this world ain't done to me already. And we finna die in this ring. Now, I know that's a movie, but that's based off a real story. The Cinderella Man. If you ain't seen it, go check it out. Y'all let me know what y'all favorite scenes is from favorite movies. And subscribe to the channel. Sorry this video was so long, but I had to do it, man, because I had to do it raw. And I couldn't remember my number 3. I had to go to my notes. I wanted to do it off the top of the dome, but that was a lot to remember. Bow, bow, bow. Salute.